All right, April 20th. How we doing today? Let's get right into it. Today, I want to talk about AI. I want to talk about how AI is moving a lot faster than a lot of people have anticipated, and how do you stack up with it? Is your job safe? Are you going to have to retrain? Are you at threat? I'm going to read some things to you, and then I'm going to put some images on the screen as I read them. It's something to think about. You know, AI is moving so fast that even just where we were a year ago to now is almost mind boggling how fast it's progressed. And if you are, you know, in one of these jobs that AI is going to replace you, what are your plans? Have you thought about that? Are you going to retrain? Are you just going to wait until it smacks you in the side of the head and you're going to say you didn't see it coming? Because I don't think there's any stopping it, okay? So let's just dig right in here. Reports from Anthropic, March 2026, observed exposure data, Goldman Sachs, McKinsey, World Economic Forum, BLS 2024 to 2034 projections, and others show AI is already automating routine cognitive tasks fastest in white-collar and support roles. Full replacement of entire jobs is rarer than task automation, role reshaping, reduced hiring, especially entry-level, and productivity gains that suppress labor demand. Net effects are more augmentation, reshaping than mass unemployment in the nearer term. Displacement is concentrated in repetitive tasks, data entry, basic coding, customer queries. BLS projects overall U.S. job growth to be plus 3%, going up to 2034. Strongest in healthcare, social assistance at plus 8% growth, and professional services with declines in retail administrative support due partly to AI. Globally, WEF McKinsey estimates tens of millions displaced by 2030, but offset by new roles. So what roles are those going to be? Are you aware of those roles? Because you might want to get aware of what roles that your ass is going to have to figure out what role you're going to be in if you're in one of these top 10 here. I'm going to get there. It says by 2030, Goldman Sachs sees 25% of work tasks automatable, exposing 300 million jobs long term, but with GDP productivity upside. I rank these 10 major categories sectors from most to least affected based on observed AI exposure, Anthropic's real usage data, theoretical task automation potential, and BLS GS projections. Focus is on U.S. developed economies. Effects accelerate with agentic AI adoption. Timelines assume continued rapid progress without major regulatory slowdowns. All right, on the screen. Number 1, administrative and clerical support, data entry, secretaries, office admin assistants, most exposed, data entry keyers, 67% observed AI coverage. 1 year, 2027, AI tools handle 30 to 50% of routine tasks. Document processing, scheduling, basic data entry, hiring freezes, or attrition-driven cuts. For those that don't know, attrition means your ass is gone. That's what attrition is, right? If we had 300 people doing the job and we lost 100 of them, that means that you are now in the category of 100 were lost to attrition. Okay. Productivity gains already visible in pilots. 3 years, 2029, 50 to 70% task automation, significant reduction in demand, hundreds of thousands fewer U.S. roles via attrition. Workers shift to AI oversight or hybrid roles. 5 years, 2031, major net decline in category. BLS notes dampened demand. Many traditional positions eliminated, but oversight AI management niches emerge. So just number one, administrative, clerical support, data entry. If you're currently working in one of these jobs, what's your plan? Be thinking about it, because this here looks like your job is gone. I know for a fact that right now, for $400 a year, you can get an app put on your phone that will answer your phone for you, and it will schedule your appointments. So for like anyone running a handyman business that takes phone calls all the time, you can pay $400 a year for an AI assistant that talks like a real person. It will handle complicated questions. It will answer your customers' questions, and it will schedule you, automate it all. You'll get a beep on your phone with new appointments scheduled. An AI assistant, this stuff is already out. So if you're working in a current job like a secretary somewhere, or you're doing data entry, your job is basically gone. So you need to think about what you're going to do next, because already, you know, you're going to have to retrain, I guess is what I'm saying. Number two, customer service and support roles, reps, call centers, tier 1 support, high observed exposure, 70% for reps via chatbots, APIs. 1 year, AI agents handle 40 to 60% routine inquiries. Companies like Klarna scale pilots, reduce headcount via attrition. Human escalation for complex emotional cases remains. So if you're at a call center or a data center right now and you are not in management, then your job is threatened, because we're not going to need that many left. We're only going to need the people that are in high level management. And so 3 years, widespread agentic AI cuts staffing needs 20 to 40% in many firms. Job quality shifts to higher complexity work. 5 years, substantial displacement in volume roles. Sector shrinks, but premium service roles persist or grow. Okay, number 3, entry-level routine software development and QA testing. Highest observed exposure, programmers, 74 to 75% task coverage. Year 1, AI coding tools, Copilot, etc. already replaced much junior iteration testing. Tech layoffs and slowed entry-level hiring evident. 3 years, 50% plus of routine coding, QA automated, junior roles shrink sharply. Demand shifts to senior AI system architects. 5 years, net reduction in traditional dev headcount. That dev means development headcount per output. Field grows overall due to AI infrastructure, but entry barriers rise. So if you're not already in this field, routine software development, it's going to be almost impossible to get into that field. And it looks like we're going to get rid of all of the entry-level jobs because AI is going to do it. And so, get into management fast. Otherwise, you're going to get replaced by AI. Number 4, content creation, writing, editing, journalism, routine copy, proofreading, strong exposure in text generation editing. 1 year from now, generative AI drafts, 40 to 60% of routine content. Newsrooms and marketing teams cut junior writer roles. 3 years, bulk of standard articles, marketing, copy automated. Human role focuses on strategy, fact-checking, creativity. 5 years, significant contraction in volume writing jobs. High quality, original content niches remain or premium eyes. So there's going to be a problem there at all the newsrooms, all of the, you're not, if you're currently in a newsroom and you're entry level right now, you're probably already feeling it. Chat GPT or Claude or one of them can pretty much lap your ass as far as writing is concerned. Not saying that we don't need creative people to come up with ideas and prompt the AI, but, just saying that we don't need people to sit and type things out anymore. You prompt the AI with a paragraph and it just dumps out, 6 pages worth of text for you, and you copy and paste it in and you're done. And it's spelled correctly. You know what I mean? So that's going to be a problem area. Number 5, graphic and digital design. Noted in GS as early displacement area. So web, UI, basic visuals. 1 year, AI image video tools handle drafts and iterations. Entry level and freelance gigs decline. So yeah, see, we're already seeing that right now. Stuff people made pretty good livings over the last 5 years, 10 years, just making images for people, for websites and things like that. Graphic design work, designing banners and stickers and things like that. Now anybody can go on ChatGPT, create an image, have it format it for a sticker, and then you can just send to print. You don't even need a graphic designer anymore. So already we're seeing that. 3 years, 40 to 60% routine design tasks automated. Roles evolve to prompt engineering and curation. 5 years, reduced demand for mid-tier work. Senior strategic brand design holds stronger. Number 6, routine accounting, bookkeeping, and finance operations. Clerks, basic auditing. High in business finance exposure. 94% theoretical. 1 year, AI automates data reconciliation, basic reporting, back office staffing slows. 3 years, 50% plus routine tasks gone. Junior accountant roles contract. 5 years, core compliance, advisory work remains human. Administrative finance headcount drops notably. So if you're in that sector, think about that. What are you going to do? You're going to go it alone, create your own business, or are you going to retrain? Something to think about. Number 7, legal support, paralegals, document review, basic research, 89% theoretical exposure in legal tasks. 1 year, AI reviews contracts, discovery faster, reduced demand for entry, paralegal work. 3 years, routine research, doc tasks, heavily automated, firms cut support staff. 5 years, paralegal roles shrink, lawyers focus more on judgment, strategy. Yeah, big problem there in legal support. So if you're doing that right now, you better finish up your career or whatever you need to do to become an attorney, pass the bar, because they're not going to need secretaries either, or paralegals or any of that stuff. Retail and frontline sales support, cashiers, tellers, routine sales. BLS projects retail sector decline partly due to AI automation. 1 year, self-checkout AI kiosks and chat sales tools expand. Some store staffing reductions. So I'm sure some of you who are in this area are already seeing this. They're already rolling out kiosks at, some fast food places and things like that. And those are jobs that are they're gone. And once they're gone, they're not coming back. 3 years, continued shift to e-commerce plus automation. Frontline roles contract. 5 years, notable job losses in categories. Retail losses most jobs among sectors. Okay, Number 9, manufacturing and production, assembly, robotics plus AI, vision for repetitive physical tasks. 59% activities automatable, ongoing. 1 year, incremental robot AI integration, slower than white collar due to physical limits, but they're working hard on these robots. Okay. 3 years, accelerated and predictable environments, some assembly lines shed workers. 5 years, output grows with fewer people, net employment stable to down, but offset by new tech maintenance roles. So if you're currently in manufacturing and one of your tasks is being taken by a robot, here's where you're not necessarily, this is where the problem is that tech maintenance roles. So who's going to take care of the robot? Who's going to do maintenance on the robot? A lot of times the people that are in these manufacturing jobs are not the same type of people that learn how robotics work. Okay. And so what'll happen is you will lose your job and they will bring somebody else in that is experienced at maintenance of robots and things like that. So, There's going to be a growth in robot maintenance roles, but is it necessarily going to translate to you when you were in a manufacturing role at a warehouse somewhere? You're going to lose your job, and then somebody else is going to take a job there doing maintenance on the robot. So is that going to be you, or is that going to be somebody else? Just something to think about. Number 10, healthcare practitioners and technical roles, core clinical, nurses, doctors, therapists. Least affected among these 10 major categories. AI assists diagnostics, admin, but physical, empathetic care barriers high. BLS fastest growing sector. So we know that this is the fastest growing sector. So, if you're thinking about what you're going to do in the future, and you're in college right now, or you're about to be in college right now, you might want to look into nursing or doctors or some therapists or something like that. Your job will be pretty safe. But they will be integrating AI. Year 1, AI aids admins, transcription, imaging, core care demand rises with aging population. 3 years, productivity tools, free clinicians for patient time, net job growth strong. 5 years, 2 million new U.S. jobs projected. AI augments the diagnostics without replacing human touch liability roles. Okay, bottom line. 2026 perspective. The next 1 to 3 years will feel like a white collar squeeze, especially painful for entry level junior roles in sectors number 1 through 7. By year 5, expect 20 to 30% of hours in exposed sectors automated, with reshaped jobs requiring AI fluency. Okay, important key word there, AI fluency. Okay, upsides include faster revenue per worker growth in AI exposed industries, 3 times higher, and new opportunities in AI infrastructure oversight in human-centric fields. Adaptation, upskilling, lifelong learning will determine winners far more than raw displacement numbers. History shows tech waves ultimately create more work than they destroy, but transitions are uneven and require proactive policy training. And this is what I was talking about with, there are a lot of you that are resistant to the AI, and all I can say to that is you're just going to get behind, okay? When AI first rolled out, I was a little hesitant on it, but now I look at it like, we used to build elevators with wrenches and hammers, okay? And then they came out with impact drivers, and now everyone uses impact drivers with sockets. So if you still want to use a wrench, then go ahead, but that's a meathead way to do it. Why not use the tool? Everyone else is going to use the tool, and they're going to be faster than you, and it's going to save time, and that's what the companies care about. So if you want to stay in your dinosaur ways, then you're going to get left behind like the dinosaurs. So this is the future, guys. I didn't create it. I just wanted to point this out. This is an important topic to get out there, because if you're in one of these sectors, your job is at risk right now. And what determines whether or not how badly affected you are is your willingness to cross-train for a different sector that isn't going to be affected here, or to learn more about AI and AI tools and get educated in it, adapt, okay? Because that's going to be major, it's going to be a major thing. You know who's not on this list? Construction workers, okay? Blue collar workers, okay? Nurseries, farmers, they're not on this. AI is going to come in and they're going to automate some things regarding, how farmers plant fields. They're going to use drones to study the fields and things like that. They might use some remote controlled combines and things like that on some of the large operations. But day-to-day stuff on farms is still going to have to be done manually. Day-to-day stuff on building homes manually. Carpenters, electricians, elevator mechanics, pipe fitters, machinists. Those are things that are not going to be affected much by AI at all. We all will experience AI integration into our work schedules. Already in some new homes, they are using scanning tools where they come in and scan, 3D scan the entire house, and they can make a 3D map of the house while it's under construction. So they are using new stuff, but they're still using real humans to put floors in, to put roofs on, to wire the outlets. All of that stuff, heating and air is going to be a big one. That's a great industry to get into. All the trades are going to be good. So if you're sitting there and you're stuck in some call center, or some customer service role, or some clerical support role, and you don't know what you're going to do, you're going to have some decisions that you got to make. You might have to go buy a pair of boots, and you might have to learn how to build something, because those are going to be jobs in demand still. And AI robots, they're not going to make no Optimus Prime robot that's going to be able to, build an elevator. Not for any time soon. So it's just something to think about. I don't know how long this has been, and I don't even think I said the date. April 20th, 2026. All right, that's all I got. It's probably already long enough. We'll come back tomorrow. We'll do something else. Thanks for stopping by. Be thinking about this and how this can affect you. Um, some of us are going to get affected a lot more than others.